Whether outdoors hiking or indoors around the house, we've all been bitten or stung at one time or another. The first aid actions for most bites and stings are similar, but depending on what caused the bite or sting, there may be additional steps or considerations when providing first aid. When an animal bite breaks the skin, the wound can bleed and become infected. With animal bites, be sure to wash the wound with plenty of soap and water. And for all bites that break the skin, see a healthcare provider as soon as possible. Apply a bag of ice and water wrapped in a towel to help with bruising and swelling. Rabies in wild animals is most frequently reported in raccoons, skunks, and bats. Dogs bitten by infected animals can become infected. Anyone who has had direct contact or been close to a bat should contact a healthcare provider as soon as possible. If someone has been bitten by a snake, you can sometimes identify the snake from its color or bite mark. But if you're not sure, assume that the snake is venomous. Signs of venomous snake bites are pain at the bite area that keeps getting worse, swelling of the bite area, nausea, vomiting, sweating, or weakness. When making sure the scene is safe, be very careful around any snake, even if it's wounded. Back away and go around it. If a snake has been killed or hurt, don't handle it. A snake could bite even when severely hurt or close to death. To treat a snake bite, do the following. First, make sure the scene is safe from the snake. Get the first aid kit and wear gloves. Ask people to move away from the area and have someone phone your local emergency response number or phone your local emergency response number yourself if no one is available. Ask the injured person to stay as still and calm as possible and avoid moving the part of the body that was bitten. Remove any tight clothing and jewelry and gently wash the area with running water and soap. Bees are the only insects that leave behind their stingers. If you or someone you know gets stung by a bee, you should look for the stinger and remove it. Scrape the stinger and venom sac away with something hard and dull that won't squeeze it, like the edge of a credit card or photo ID card. Wash the sting or bite area with running water and soap. Put a bag of ice and water wrapped in a towel over the area for up to 20 minutes. Watch the person for at least 30 minutes for signs of a severe allergic reaction and be prepared to use an epinephrine pen if the person has one. People who have had severe allergic reactions to an insect bite or sting usually have one and know how to use it. And often they wear medical identification jewelry. Phone or send someone to phone your local emergency response number and get the first aid kit if the person develops a severe allergic reaction, and apply the skills you learned earlier for using an epinephrine pen. If you or someone you know has been bitten or stung by a spider or scorpion, take these first aid actions. First, make sure the scene is safe from whatever caused the bite or sting. Get the first aid kit. Put on gloves. Wash the bite with lots of running water and soap, and put a bag of ice and water wrapped in a towel on the bite or sting. The bite or sting of most insects or spiders is not life-threatening, but can cause mild signs of redness and itching at the bite area. Signs of venomous spider bites and scorpion stings are severe pain at the site of the bite or sting, muscle cramps, headache, fever, vomiting, breathing problems, seizures, or lack of response. Bites from spiders, such as the brown recluse or black widow, should be treated as life-threatening. If you know that a person has been bitten by a venomous spider or scorpion, or has any of these signs after such a bite or sting, then they need to be seen by a healthcare provider. If the person stops breathing and becomes unresponsive, you will need to phone your local emergency response number and perform CPR. Ticks are found in wooded areas and attach themselves to exposed parts of the body. Many are harmless, but some carry serious diseases. If you find a tick, remove it as soon as possible. The longer the tick stays attached to a person, the greater the chance of catching a disease. Follow the same first aid actions as those you've learned for other insect bites or stings. But first, you'll need to remove the tick from the person's skin. Use tweezers to grab the tick by its mouth or head as close to the skin as possible. Try to avoid pinching the tick. Lift the tick straight out. If you lift the tick until the person's skin tense and wait for several seconds, the tick may let go. Avoid home remedies such as using heat or cosmetic products to make the tick detach from the skin, because these methods can cause the tick to burrow deeper and increase the chances of transmitting a disease. Using tweezers right away is the safest and fastest way to remove the tick from the skin. Remember to wash the bite area with running water and soap. If you are in an area where you know there is tick-borne illness, suggest that the person see a healthcare provider as soon as possible and place the tick in a plastic bag to take with them. Just as it's important to be aware of ticks and other insects and animals when you're in the wilderness, it's important to be aware of fish and marine animals when swimming in the ocean. Bites and stings from jellyfish, stingrays, or stonefish may cause pain, swelling, redness, or bleeding. Some marine bites and stings can be serious and even fatal if a person has a severe allergic reaction to the sting or the venom. There are specific first aid actions for marine bites and stings. First, make sure the scene is safe from whatever caused the bite or sting. Keep the person quiet and still. Use tweezers to remove stingers or tentacles, or use a gloved hand or towel to wipe them away if tweezers aren't available. If the sting is from a jellyfish, rinse the injured area for at least 30 seconds with lots of vinegar. If vinegar is not available, use a baking soda and water solution instead. Then put the part of the body that was stung in hot water. You may also have the person take a shower with water as hot as they can bear for at least 20 minutes or as long as pain persists. Phone your local emergency response number if a person has been bitten or stung by a marine animal and has signs of a severe allergic reaction, or if a person was bitten or stung while in an area known to have poisonous marine animals. For all bites and stings that break the skin, see a healthcare provider as soon as possible.